So it's Danny Flexen here for SecondsOut. Delighted to be joined by two-weight world champion Natasha Jonas and of course Miss GB as well. The accomplishments are getting too long to incorporate into the intro these days, which is only a good thing. Um, you're going for a partial unification of the welterweight division against Ivana Habazin. How long have you known about the fight and how excited are you by the prospect?
It hasn't been that long that I've known about it. There was talks of it quite a while ago, but the talks went off as we were trying to do the Maya fight, and then obviously the Maya fight fell through. She got Sandy, and it was the talks were back on.
Mayer's had a lot to say. I mean, we'll obviously go back to Habazin in a minute, but Mayer's had a lot to say since your fight back in January. How frustrating has it been that after all that back and forth, the fight itself hasn't come off?
Yeah, I think I haven't hid my frustrations very well at all. It has been frustrating. It's too long out of the ring. I did want a busy year. I think 2022 has been probably my best years as a pro, and that was because I was active. And to sit at the sidelines again for another year it just wasn't great.
But Habazin, she's a known name. She's fought a lot of the best, not just in the welterweight division, but above as well. What sort of threat do you feel she poses?
I think she's got good fundamentals. She's very experienced as a pro, being in big fights, big nights. So she doesn't come to just roll over. She comes and has a go. Um, and yeah, I think she's got a good jab, good feet. But overall, I just think I'm better.
How much closer to being undisputed, unifying the entire division, do you think a win in December will put you?
Yeah, I think there's definitely fights after that, but I can't look beyond the fight that's in front of me. So yeah, I'll just focus on the fights as they are in front of me, and then we'll see what opportunities they open up afterwards.
You mentioned Mayer against Sandy Ryan a little bit earlier. What did you make of that fight? Were you at all surprised by the result?
I actually um I thought Mayo would win.
Hmm.
Um, that's nothing against Sandy. I always knew it was anytime you're fighting, elite females, especially coming from the background that we all have, it's going to be a close, tough call. But with Mayer having the home advantage and yeah, boxing in front of a home crowd in the USA, I just thought the odds were stacked against Sandy. And she couldn't just win; she had to win convincingly. And obviously it wasn't to be. I didn't. I still to this day I haven't seen the fight in full, so I can't give like my
Yeah.
Sky pundit breakdown analysis. But from all accounts, it was a close fight. People say Sandy won, people say Mayer won, some people say it was too close to call. But obviously there was controversy inside and outside the ring as well.
And you talked about not looking beyond your next opponent, but there is a promotional machine that's already kicked into gear regarding a showdown between yourself and Lauren Price, who will be on the show also. What do you make of that and her progression so far from that Olympic medal?
Yeah, I think she's done really well. I know what to in order to get the fights that I want, I had to extend my contract, and the way to do that was to fight Lauren. So that's why that's in place. But again, I don't want to preempt anything. I just want to concentrate on the one that's in front of me, and then we'll uh, yeah, we'll talk about that all when we get to it.
Just briefly on that, you said, you needed to agree to that to extend your contract. If that fight comes off early next year, it's you that's got everything to lose in a sense. You're the big name or the bigger name, and you're further into your career. You've won all those titles. Was there any concern about agreeing to that? Because you're confident you're going to win, of course, but it is all you have everything there to lose.
Yeah, at the same point, at the same breath, I don't have anything to lose. Like you've got to take these chances when they come. And to prove that you are the best, you've got to beat the best. So that's what she's just someone in the way with a belt that I haven't got yet, which is the WBA. So yeah,
How important is it to you to unify an entire division to be undisputed?
it's important. I think it's a I, it's something that I'd like to do before, just to have all before I retire and have all the belts at whatever weight it is. But it's again, it doesn't mean anything. I think now, like I've said for ages, I'm just riding the train till the wheels fall off. I've gone above and beyond what I ever expected to do, And yeah, I'll just keep doing what I need to do, and yeah, till I get the fights that satisfy me.
We talked about kind of the negative side of being out of the ring for so long, but on the flip side, you have got to do a lot of punditry work for Sky Sports, which I know you enjoy, and presumably getting to spend a lot of time more so than usual with your family as well. What's that been like?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy it, but my little girl might say otherwise. But yeah, no, I am like a very family oriented person. I do like spending time at home, being with them. And it's a bit weird being able to go to the parties, which we have nearly almost every month, and being able to eat and drink and stuff. So yeah, it's nice to be able to be involved, but at the same time, when it comes to the fight camps, I know what I need to do and I know what sacrifices that entails.
How much different is it working as a pundit? Because it's still within boxing, but it's a completely different perspective than you're used to, or you probably are used to it now. How have you found it, and are you continuing to enjoy it?
Yeah, I still enjoy it. I mean, there's nothing not to enjoy about it. You get, the best seats in the house, and you're talking about something that and hopefully people appreciate what I say. Um, yeah, it's very different. It doesn't give you the same buzz as being in the ring, but at the same breath, it's something that I think I would like to develop into once I do finally hang the gloves up.
And you mentioned earlier you don't feel you've handled your frustrations particularly well previously. Your trainer, Joe Gallagher, perhaps would say the same about himself. He's said on a number of outlets, including our channel, how disappointed he was at your inactivity. Around a week after he made those comments, you've got a fight in the books. Is that coincidence, do you think?
Possibly, possibly. Joe's been in this business a long time, and sometimes I've said it before. Joe doesn't mind playing the baddie and doesn't mind stirring the pot as long as he gets the results that he wants. And here we are.
And you must be pretty happy with those results, if indeed that was the result of what he said.
Yeah, exactly.
Good stuff. Now, we saw someone you know very well in action last weekend, Katie Taylor, once again putting in an incredible performance against Amanda Serrano in what was a really gripping rematch. What did you make of it? Who did you have ahead at the end?
So I didn't score it round for round. I didn't have me little sky head on, doing it. But I remember thinking at the end of the fight, Katie's just nicked it. I wouldn't have argued Amanda. I wouldn't have argued a draw. I wouldn't have argued if the decision went the other way. But I just remember, thinking she's just nicked that. I thought her work was even a lot more effective than Katie's. And sometimes I think the CompuBox thing stats that people go off doesn't really tell the full story. I thought her work was effective, and she landed the bigger shots, even though the CompuBox, whatever, someone will say, well, the stats say different. Okay, I get it. But yeah, obviously the controversy with the head, and I did think that the long period out of the ring, I have never seen Katie out the ring for so long, and I thought that would work to her detriment. I didn't think she'd be able to come back after such a long period out and produce a performance like that. But once again, Katie just proves everyone wrong.
What's your view on the main event of that show, which was Jake Paul, Mike Tyson? And do you see it at least partially as a necessary evil so that female boxers get paid the sort of money they got paid on Friday?
I was the first to slag Jake Paul off and criticise him for everything that he thinks he brings to boxing and what he does. But when I actually seen what he's done for Amanda Serrano, I take my hat off to him, because he's showing, promoters that have been here for a long time how to promote, and to sell a female fighter and to pay a female fighter, respect a female fighter. So I do give him props for that. As for the whole sake of what the fight was, I turned off after round three. And I think when you're thinking about things like that, we have Olympic style wrestling, we have MMA, and then we have WWE. And one's entertainment and one's elite sport, and we know which is which. So I think, for me, I just see that kind of fight as an entertainment thing. It brings different eyes to the sport of boxing, but it's not boxing pure.
That's fair enough. I think that's a very reasoned analysis of it.
I'm doing well, aren't I? This is the sky coming out
Very
for
well.
me.
Seeing as you haven't got the Sky hat on, it seems like you have. Um, Katie Taylor, we just talked about just now. Do you think this is it for her now? I know they talked about a trilogy potentially in the aftermath, and she's been called out by pretty much everyone as well. You know,
Everyone.
yeah.
Everyone.
Um,
I think I've seen Michaela Meyer, I've seen Chantel, I've seen Serrano say a trilogy. I myself had said I wouldn't turn it down. So
Caroline.
yeah, Caroline. So I don't think I don't think necessarily that she goes back down to lightweight, if I'm honest. It doesn't wouldn't make sense really for her to do that unless she does want to test herself against the likes of the young crop coming through. But yeah, I think, you know, there's a reason we all call her out. We do see her as, pound for pound, the best. And we want to be up there, and we all believe that we can beat her. So um, it's who gets the golden ticket in the running. Yeah, who's in the running for the golden ticket?
So is she like the Canelo then of the female side of the sport in that, everyone's kind of queuing up and then she gets to pick who she wants?
I think so. I would say so. But if you're talking about money wise now, it's probably Serrano.
Hmm. Yeah, well, she said publicly, didn't she, that she got a bigger purse than Katie.
Yeah, yeah, and you would expect that it's a promoter putting on the show. So yeah, you would expect that. And with the purses that were being talked about, it it wouldn't shock me if Katie has a third because I'd do it.
Would it upset you at all if you ended your pro career without crossing swords with Katie Taylor?
It wouldn't upset me. There's a thing inside me that wants to, give it one more shot, and whatever happens, then I can hold my hand up and I lose and say, you know what, she was just a better person. I win and I say finally, thank God, and then I can hang up the book with satisfaction.
And what about Terry Harper? She was obviously a big rival of yours. She's now got a belt again. Could you ever see that going on for another time?
I don't think I'd get back down to lightweight, to be honest. Not where I'm in, like, the condition and the shape that I am now, as in, like, um yeah, the way I can perform. I can get down, and you can make it any weight you want, but I can get down to super feather. Could I perform on it? Probably not.
Could she come up super light maybe?
Maybe, potentially.
Is that something that you want to get again? Because a lot of people felt you did enough to win the first time.
Yeah, I think that the whole ship's being gone, sailed, and into the distance. I think if I'm going to do anything, it's going to be Katie.
Is that the dream fight? Just before I let you go, and are there other dream fights remaining for you?
No, for me and my peace of mind before like I say, I hang up the gloves. I think the Katie fight is the one for me.
Great stuff. Tasha, really appreciate it as always, and best of luck
Nice
in
one.
December. I hope you add another belt to the collection.
Cheers, nice one, Danny. Thanks.
Take care. Bye bye.
See you later.